Hi everybody, I was trying to go to sleep and I just could not wait to tell you something. I was lying on my couch earlier this evening thinking about the first podcast and about this issue of gender and that I suddenly started talking about genitals. And for some reason, for no apparent reason, I suddenly thought of Freud. And sometimes I imagine I'm talking to people. I guess that's probably what this is, right? Except you're actually really there. These other people are just sort of imaginary characters in my head. Or they might be real people, like politicians that I'll never meet. And so I have these conversations with them to satisfy the part of me that's so irritated with them so much of the time. Or it could be an enlightened kind of conversation where there's someone I'd love to talk with and I kind of imagine what it would be like to talk with them. And we have a great time. Sometimes I crack myself up laughing. And them, actually. I'm that good. But anyway, there I was on the couch and I was just thinking about Freud, actually. Freud came into my mind. And this idea that he had that women were kind of deformed because we didn't have penises. And he called our clitoris the little penis. And nothing insulting about that, right? And there's this really weird superiority that is granted to men, thought of by men, perhaps not all men, right? But some of them, that if you've got a big dick, that means you're more of a man. And so there I was, and I suddenly was thinking about Freud and the idea that women are deformed because we lack a penis, and that instead of a penis, we kind of have a cut-off penis, otherwise known as a clitoris. And then I had a curious thought. It's like, I suddenly thought, women are more complicated. I wonder how many nerve endings a clitoris has. And what if we have more nerve endings than a man's knob? So I looked it up and you won't believe what I found. It was tremendous. A woman's clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings. 8,000 on a tiny, tiny, tiny little area. We've got 8,000 nerve endings. And that's not the only thing. It is apparently double the number of those in a penis. So that blows my mind. The idea that a man whose penis is relatively large compared to a clitoris, different organ, everybody, not to be compared for size, but I cannot resist the fact that 8,000 nerve endings in a teeny tiny clitoris versus, I suppose, 4,000 nerve endings in the male organ, shall we say. So I know it's not a competition, but that was just too juicy to pass up. So I had to share that with you. Does that mean that we have greater consciousness? Because complexity, some people argue that consciousness arises as an organism extends into complexity. So if we do in fact have double the amount of nerve endings in our nether regions, then perhaps that means we have at least double the amount of intelligence, of creativity, and of consciousness. I mean, it's a thought, isn't it? And for other random facts, I thought, what else can I end with to, I don't know, balance this out, make this seem like a normal conversation? And I suddenly thought about ostriches. And I wondered, not about their genitalia, but just about ostriches in general. I thought, how many stomachs does an ostrich have? And it turns out they actually have 3. And as you probably know, cows have 4. And then they said something about there's a certain kind of shrew that has 800 stomachs, which I really can't believe. But the fact is, humans only have 1. So I don't know what that says about us compared to our fellow winged friends, the ostrich, and our 4-legged friends, the cow. 1 tummy to digest all the stuff that we put inside our bodies. Anyway, just a random thought. Maybe I'll be able to go to sleep now because I've actually shared this with you. Happy listening.